Friedrich Wilhelm Sollmann, later William Frederick Sollmann, was a German journalist, politician, and interior minister of the Weimar Republic. In 1919, he was on the staff of the German delegation that was to receive the Treaty of Versailles. In 1933, he emigrated and eventually moved to the United States, where he became an advocate for the peaceful resolution of conflicts. Early life in the German Empire. Wilhelm Sollmann was born on the 2nd of April 1881 in Oberland, Saxe-Meiningen. His father was Johann Jacob Sollmann, a brewer and farmer in Oberland and after 1889 tenant of the Rathskeller at Coburg. His mother was Christiane Sollmann, innkeeper. After the move to Coburg, Wilhelm attended the Casimirianum Gymnasium from 1891 to 1897, when he had to leave due to the family's financial difficulties. That year, his family moved to Cologne. There, he began work as an apprentice. From 1901 to 11 he worked as a Handlungsgehilfe whilst attending night school at the Handelshochschule Köln. Originally rooted in Lutheran Christianity, he was a member of the Internationale Gottemperlerorden and the CVJM. However, in 1902 he joined the Social Democratic Party of Germany and in 1907 co-founded the Workers' Youth at Cologne. He was also active in the temperance movement and was chairman of the Arbeiter-Abstinenzbewegung. He was also a member of the Angestelltengewerkschaft. In 1906, Sollmann married Anna Katharina N.E. Grummer. They had one daughter, Elfriede. In 1908, Sollmann became a Freidenker. In 1911, Sollmann became editor of the Social Democratic newspaper Frankische Volksfreund at Wurzburg, but soon returned to Cologne where he became editor and later editor-in-chief of the Rheinische Zeitung. During World War I, Sollmann was the chairman of the Social Democratic Union of Cologne. German Revolution and Weimar Republic. During the German Revolution of 1918 he played a key role in the formed Workers' and Soldiers' Council of Cologne. From 1918 to 24, Sollmann was a member of the Cologne Municipal Parliament. In 1919, he was elected to the Weimar National Assembly and held his seat until the new elections to the Reichstag in 1920. Working closely with Konrad Adenauer, whom he later described as a personal friend and political enemy, Sollmann helped turn the Handelshochschule into the University of Cologne in 1919. He rejected an honorific doctorate in 1919 for personal reasons. In 1919, Sollmann also was a staff member of the German delegation to the Paris Peace Conference in Versailles, where he served as an expert on problems of the Rhineland occupation. He was a member of the Reichstag from 1920 until 1933. In 1921, he initiated the establishment of the Sozialdemokratische Parlamentsdienst, a political news service. For the 13th of August 1923 until his resignation on the 3rd of November, he served as Reichsminister-Designate in the cabinets of Gustav Stresemann. In Parliament, he served as a member of the Committee for Foreign Affairs, and as an expert on disarmament and adult education. Germany 1933 and emigration. In 1933, he was elected to the executive board of the SPD and as such persecuted by the Nazis after the Machtergreifung. On the 9th of March, he was taken into Schutzhaft and tortured. After being released, he fled in May via Luxembourg to the occupied Saar. There he briefly worked as the editor-in-chief of the Social Democratic Volksstimme. After the referendum he returned to Luxembourg. In 1936 went on to the United Kingdom and in 1937 emigrated to the United States. In America, in the U.S., Sollmann worked as a writer, speaker, radio announcer and faculty member of the Pendle Hill Quaker Center for Study and Contemplation. a Quaker study center located in Wallingford, Pennsylvania. In the next years, Sollmann traveled through most of the United States, giving lectures on world affairs. He became a visiting professor of international affairs at Haverford, Bard, and Reed colleges. Having lost his German citizenship in 1936, in 1943 he was naturalized and changed his name to William Frederick Sollmann. That year, he also became a Quaker, a member of the SPD's right wing. In exile, he was one of the leading proponents of the Volkssozialistische Richtung within the party. At the request of the American Friends Service Committee, a Quaker organization, Sollmann briefly visited occupied Germany in 1948, where he held speeches and radio addresses. On another visit the following year, he served as visiting professor at the University of Cologne. In 1949-50, the U.S. government consulted him on setting up a new German civil liberties union, and he worked for the Allied High Commission. But he had to return to the United States due to the onset of illness. During his visits, he met with politicians like Adenauer and Kurt Schumacher, and also was Adenauer's guest of honor at the inaugural meeting of the Deutsche Bundestag. Sollmann was co-founder of the Karlsruhe-Gesellschaft, member of the Verbands Deutscher Journalisten im Ausland and of the Legion for American Unity. On 6 January 1951, Sollmann died in Mount Carmel, Connecticut. A street in Cologne is named after him. Works zum Ausbau unserer sozialistischen Jugendbewegung in die Neue Zeit, Wochenschrift der deutschen Sozialdemokratie, 1911. Der Kölner Polizei Prozess vom 17.1. 1914. Erinnerungsbeirat von Frauen in die Gleichheit 26, 1916. Die Revolution in Köln, 1918. Sozialismus der Tat, 1925. Untergang Amerikas in Studies Hube 23, 1927. Antwerp and Joseph Wirth, Wahlrecht und Partien in Deutsche Republik 3, 1929. Press und Kommunalverwaltung in Vorträge und Behandlungen Internationaler Institut, R11, 1930. Jugend und Partei in Neue Blätter für den Sozialismus 2, 1931. Alkohol und öffentliche Meinung in Alkoholismus, Gesundheitspolitik, Gesundheitswirtschaft, 1931. Schankstatten und Sozialhygiene in Zeitschrift für Gesundheitsverwaltung und Gesundheitsversorgung, 1932. Der politische Antisemitismus in Gegen die Phrase vom jüdischen Schädling, 1933. Sozialistische Machtpolitik in Zeitschrift für Sozialismus 2, 1935, pp. 758-65. Religion and Politics, 1941. German Labor, Hitler's Nemesis, in Peace Aim Leaflets 1, 1943. Educational Reconstruction in Germany, in Schoolman's Week Proceedings, 1944.